I think what people want to do is people want to exchange value, right? I mean, we want to see and we want to be seen. The fruits of our labor, we want that to be seen, and we want to see the fruits of other people's labor. And I think if you zoom into the phrase, the fruits of labor, like labor means work. It means, frankly, it means hard work, right? Because if you are allocating time and energy and effort, even a degree of emotional anguish to something, you're literally pouring your limited resources into that thing. And so people, I think all of us, use that as a yardstick for how valuable something is, because it's like it involves an actual sacrifice, right? It involves a feeling state, and possibly a negative feeling state, in exchange for a good feeling state, right? So anything from, recreating the path to your front door, or creating software or whatever it is. When you're creating software, for example, if you're doing it the right way, or for a service business, you're listening intently to your customer or your prospect, and you're trying hard to figure out what their real pain points are, and you're also trying to figure out usually the most elegant way to actually solve those pain points. So it's a mix of empathy and creativity, right? Which is very valuable, right? So even if that were to go away, we can envision that to a large extent, maybe that software engineering would go away with AI. But there's a lot of things that would not. For example, I mean, you could imagine even getting a portrait drawn for yourself. So if you had somebody else draw a portrait for you, what you'd be doing is you'd be paying for the effort and the perceptiveness of the person doing the painting. Similar to somebody making you a good breakfast, right? So if you go somewhere to get a good breakfast, that's even, I mean, I think both examples are probably the same in this way, but let's draw this out more. If you're going to get a breakfast from some place, you're kind of relying on the sort of the perceptiveness of the cook, right? Underlying just like, is this good food or not? There's a culture, literally and figuratively, to the breakfast that you're eating. It's based on the cook or cook's individual experiences. It's what they bring to the table. These analogies keep popping up, these plays on words, but that's the case, right? And the very original version of this is writing, right? So if you're writing, or if you're the reader, so if you're the consumer of the writing, you're really looking for give me some flavors or some overtones or undertones of this writer. I want to know. I want to witness those nuances of this writer. Maybe they come from a Russian background. Maybe they come from a Costa Rican background, and you want to see some slight grammatical nuances or vocabulary choice or cultural references that come from that writer. And this is obviously very, very different from AI slop. I mean, not even in terms of like stylistic caliber. It's not about how good the prose is. It's literally innately about the person behind the prose. It is inextricably about that. Now, again, this goes back to kind of like what you're asking for, right? So if you wanted like a utilitarian app that just did a thing, then yeah, have Gemini or whatever go make that thing because it's utilitarian. Similarly, if you're in a rush and you just want to grab some protein, yeah, you're gonna have a restaurant agent make you a protein bar out of some synthetic stuff. Similarly, if you just need to like bust out an SOP about how to use something, yeah, you'd probably AI gen it. But inextricably, when you want that taste of culture from a breakfast or from an author, there's no way to divorce the value behind the writing or the value behind the product. So it just, we kind of end up in a situation where there are different tiers of product or different tiers of service, and I guess ultimately it's not surprising at all.